Hey everyone, welcome to the Thinking Crypto Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Edward. When you come in, please hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast app like Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, there's not much to talk about with prices right now. Everything is just sitting there waiting after the big price drop we had. The market tricked us, of course, and we talked a lot about that in yesterday's show. So right now we have to wait, right? Let the market do what it wants, find where it stops falling, and then we're going to balance out and keep going up because the big picture where everything goes up is still happening. Everything is still going as planned, even though prices bounce around in the short term. But what's cool is that the big companies and rich people are buying. So BlackRock's Bitcoin and Ethereum funds bought $1 billion worth, while Bitcoin's price mostly filled the gaps on the CME exchange. So we're seeing lots of buying from these special funds. So BlackRock's Bitcoin and Ethereum funds bought over $1 billion on Thursday, while the prices dropped 5% or more. Big companies were excited to buy when prices went down on both digital coins. And people are saying Bitcoin has almost filled its latest gap from the CME futures market with a trip to near $117,200. So like always, smart money buys when prices drop. They buy when everyone is scared. They buy when there's fear. While regular people, many of them panic and sell because they don't understand how markets work. They don't understand that markets go up and down in patterns. They don't understand the different signs and numbers and stuff like that. And that's what I try to share with you guys so we can learn about what's happening in the market and not make decisions based on our feelings. So really, but to see that the big money people are buying, and what's interesting is this week had the biggest week ever for Bitcoin and Ethereum funds and how much was traded. So $40 billion in trading. So you can see there's lots of action here, right? And lots of buying, and these guys are expecting higher prices. That's why they're telling their customers to put their money in these funds. And look at this. Tether made $1 billion USDT today. How many times have we seen this, right? The same story here. When you have these market drops, all of a sudden, huge amounts of stable digital money is made, and then that goes into the market to buy when prices are low. So again, guys, if you've been watching even for just the past year on this show, how many times have I pointed out $3 billion for billion of USDT being made, and then you'll see maybe a week or two later, the market starts going up, right? It's like a clock here. So everything is still working, so don't panic and just be patient. Now, talking about those funds, Grayscale files paperwork for a Dogecoin fund. So now they're not the first. Bitwise, if I'm remembering right, they had a file for a Doge fund, but Grayscale is joining the party. So Doge, while I don't personally put money in it, I have a little bit of it just for fun, but I don't have a big bag or anything like that. And I'm not a big fan of Joe coins. But I will say that certain Joe coins like Doge have a strong group of fans, a strong name brand. And certain stores accept Doge coins. So this has network effects. There's a big community, the brand name, and people using it. So I can't ignore it. I got to say, okay, look, it's not for me, but it is part of the market. Heck, it is in the top 10 biggest digital coins by how much they're all worth, right? So this is pretty amazing what's happening. And look, it will be really funny if the SEC says yes to a regular fund for Dogecoin. All right, guys, the big news of the day is that the U.S. Fed is ending a watching program for banks' crypto activities. So there's still lots of old leftover choke point 2.0 parts still hanging around, and part of it is in the federal. So the more they remove these things and make things clear, the more the big banks can join in with crypto. So the Federal Reserve said it would end a program made just to watch banks' digital money activities and would put them back into its normal watching process. So this is really good news. It will let more banks give money and banking services to different crypto companies and let banks themselves start their own stable coins, start crypto trading. As we've been reporting, lots of these banks want to start these products. Just yesterday, I talked about Citigroup. They're looking to start keeping crypto safe, their own stable coin, and much more. Just recently, JP Morgan and PNC Bank teamed up with Coinbase to bring crypto trading to their customers. And I talked to someone from Coinbase this week to talk about that. And that interview will come out on Monday, so you don't want to miss that. But this is really great, folks. And Senator Cynthia Lummis said something about this news, saying big win for stopping Operation Choke Point 2.0. The Fed said it's killing the targeted watching of digital money banking activities. There's still more to do, but this is real progress toward a fair playing field for crypto. So this is just amazing stuff. Eleanor Terrett said something too, saying the new activities watching program was a big reason for Operation Choke Point 2.0. One banking lawyer told me, while the Fed has yet to take back all of its anti-crypto guidance from the Biden time, this is another piece of the puzzle. So huge win here, folks. And things are opening up. Obviously, we got Trump signing the order to let 401k retirement accounts put money in crypto. You got companies buying Bitcoin and other coins for their company savings. You got the market struck. Your bill, which is going to be voted on in September and into early October. Of course, the Genius Act has already passed. You got the funds on Wall Street, and the banks are now trying to get in. So guys, I'm so excited. This is all great news, and will lead to higher prices, and it will let more people join, more money, and much more. Folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is Trezor. Trezor makes beautiful hardware wallets that make it easy for you to keep your crypto safe yourself. I'm a big believer in keeping your own crypto safe. I have been for years. I've always been using hardware wallets where I store most of my cryptocurrencies. I use the Trezor Safe 5. It's a beautiful device, easy to use. And Trezor, they were the first people to make crypto hardware wallets. They're the ones that started this back in 2013, and they created the seed phrase setup and much more. Their wallets are also open source. And folks, they work with all the major coins, even new tokens, so Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, Ethereum, and much more, even BlackRock's tokenized money market fund, BITL. So they work with lots of cool things. And they have great software that helps you manage all this. It's called the Trezor Suite app. And you can also use their hand-holding service to set up your device. So you can talk to a Trezor person. Don't worry, they're not going to ask for your private keys or anything like that. They will just help you use the device and answer any questions you have. So that's a service available as well. Pretty special in the industry, where you can talk on the phone to someone who works there. So that's really great. And folks, if you use the code ThinkingCrypto, all one word, ThinkingCrypto, you can get 5% off when you buy a device. So check it out, folks. The link will be in the description. Now, SEC Chair Paul Atkins was interviewed today on Fox Business. And you know, he made some really exciting statements. He said the SEC is getting ready to make America the crypto capital of the world. So this is really great. And, hey everyone, welcome to the Thinking Crypto Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Edward. When you come in, please hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast app like Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, there's not much to talk about with prices right now. Everything is just sitting there waiting after the big price drop we had. The market tricked us, of course, and we talked a lot about that in yesterday's show. So right now we have to wait, right? Let the market do what it wants, find where it stops falling, and then we're going to balance out and keep going